All right, hello. JB2 chat, here we are, but these videos right here that I'm going to show different clips, obviously different segments, and I'll post them here and there every other day, or we'll see when, but they're just clips that I made with my friends. They are a bit old, so I was just rambling about a couple things, but yeah, it just took me a little while to edit them, but they're finally here, and hopefully you enjoy it and just share it. Thank you.
Like, Mendy's the only one who is there, and he hasn't been good this season.
I think our whole back line is just Courtois and Militao this season at this point, for me.
Yeah, and Alaba's injured, so...
Yeah, if Alaba wasn't hurt, yeah, but...
I feel like Alaba could probably put in a good ship at left back like he did for Bayern as well.
I
Maybe
don't
because
know.
of the years, probably not.
Yeah, I think he's lost a yard of pace.
Yeah,
So it does make a big difference when we're in transition.
Yeah,
he doesn't overlap as fast. And I don't know, it was a month or two ago, maybe 2 months ago when he played it. I wasn't a fan.
He does like a little bit of pace, but I feel like we get more out of him if he plays center back. Because
Yeah.
of those long balls
Okay.
and his attacking.
Okay.
Him and Militao going forward with the long balls have been really solid when we both play them.
Okay.
So
in terms of this game against Liverpool, do y'all see a positive result or?
is Alex coming back, right, for the Liverpool game?
No, he re-injured himself recently, so we don't know. I think
Courtois should
he'll be
back.
fine. He'll be fine. They'll force him back. I don't know. I'm trying to think I'm looking at Liverpool instead of just looking at Madrid. They don't have a midfield.
Yeah.
From what they don't they're playing Oxlade-Chamberlain on the wing,
3-0?
right? It's not. So as much as we're in bad form, they're really weak.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. But they do have Darwin Núñez, who I don't rate, but he is the type of player who'll jumble in a goal at the Bernabeu and is gonna piss me off.
That is one thing I've been hearing. Darwin Núñez. Again, I feel like he is going to get at least a goal on y'all. Probably maybe two. Who knows? But I don't think he's gonna be like a difference maker
Yeah.
in between the two ties. Obviously, did Benzema just not play, or was he injured last game?
He was
Injured.
Do you know if he's gonna come back?
He's not coming back for the Club World Cup. That has just been
Yeah.
released.
Because I think if he does come back for the Liverpool game, that can be a big difference maker.
He should be back for the Liverpool clash.
Because in terms of connections, I think him and Vinicius are probably one of the best ones in terms of like.
As long as we
they
can get
complement
Vinicius,
each other.
as long as we can get Vinicius to play good, Vinicius always turns up against Liverpool.
Well, we also said that about Asensio versus Mallorca, and he kind of proved us wrong this last weekend. So I don't know. What I will say with Vinicius, I don't rate Trent. I'm just gonna say that out loud. That might sound ridiculous to some people, but whatever. I don't think he's that good defensively at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, going forward, he is a threat, especially with no Mendy, or Mendy. Even if Mendy is there, he's not on par like he used to be. Last season, I would have trusted him to be doubled up by Salah and Trent because he was just that guy.
Yeah.
This season, if he's doubled up by Salah and Trent, I think that we're so exposed. And but I do, like Leo said, I do have faith in Vinicius getting forward.
Trent does.
Yeah. I mean, he made Mendy look like prime Marcelo,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think we're all right going forward.
It might be a hard match. I can probably see that, but you think y'all can go through?
Yeah,
I think we can go.
I mean,
through.
yeah.
It's Champions League. I don't know how we do it. We always do it in Champions League. It'll at least be entertaining.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have a heart attack here and there.
I think
Potentially.
I think I saw something a stat saying that Liverpool's never beaten y'all in the Champions League. I don't know if that's been like the last 7 games or something like that, but every single time y'all have won. Not even ties or anything. Y'all have won every single time y'all played against them.
Really.
Yeah. Again,
I definitely think we drew the second leg of
last
one
year,
of them.
Last year, it was 0-0 at Anfield. So, because we won 3-1 that first game, and then they tied 0-0. But
Yeah.
I don't think they've beaten us in a while.
It might have been in terms
I think it
of
was
results then,
the
yeah.
final of Paris back in like 1980 something.
mhm.
It was the last time they beat.
Okay,
So your
okay,
stats right
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been a long
Yeah,
time.
let's hope it's right. No, but yeah, I remember seeing something about that. But in terms of that, I feel like it's going to be a good game regardless, just because both teams are underperforming at the minute. So obviously there's a rivalry there, so we can see just what happens in terms of that.
I think the key to success is us bullying the midfield because they're playing Harvey Elliott at center mid with William Carvalho and Fabinho. I don't see that beating us.
Yeah.
That's my only hope to win against them
Okay.
is the midfield.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do you think is going to play for us that game? Do you think we'll go back to Cruz, Modric, and Chouameni? Or do you
If
think,
everyone's fit,
if everyone's fit. Or
Carlo loves his classic three,
Because
man.
I feel like I really love Dani Ceballos and Camavinga and Valverde, but I think Valverde is going to play right wing. I feel like Rodrigo's going to get benched, unfortunately. But he always does it as a sub, so I ain't mad. But in Champions League, you just can't go wrong with the classic two. Cruz, Modric, and then of course Tchouaméni is untouchable as a CDM.
Yeah.
I think he'll do it first leg. I would agree. I think first leg he does that, and if he doesn't see success, second leg I would see Ceballos starting over like Modric, maybe over Modric.
Or it could be, it could be Ceballos in for Modric as a start.
Okay.
I can see that.
In terms of like the transfer thing, I know we have talked about like on our notes, talking about like what transfers y'all think would be good. Obviously, transfer is done for now. I saw that y'all did bring Endrick, who's obviously a player for the future. Let's just talk summer transfer. I know y'all need some players. Some players might leave. Who do y'all think would be good additions to the Madrid team?
Definitely a striker or an attacking player, preferably a striker. We need a backup striker.
We
that's
do need
for
a
sure.
backup striker.
I feel like Vlahovic could be good. I mean, I know we were interested in him. Definitely a fullback. I mean, I know we were looking at potentially Davies, or we did want Cancelo, but he's no longer an option. So we'll definitely get a fullback there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we get Fran Garcia, and I think that's it. I think from the sounds of it, to me, I mean, I'm not mad at it. As someone who's been trying to keep up with Rayo Vallecano, honestly, purely for him, he's really fucking good.
No,
He's pretty good.
I think Balde's the best left back in the league. But
if we can at least get him, that way we can have him at least as a backup.
Yeah.
That'll be good. And then I also saw we might get Brahim back. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know
I
about
think
that.
I think he probably will come in for, well, definitely for Mariano. Mariano's going.
Mariano has to leave.
Is Hazard leaving, or is he gonna? You think he'll stick out in the last year?
I think he'll stick out another year. I think Asensio will leave though.
What, you think he gets signed like by like a solid, like a Brighton or something? Like, honest, I can't think of someone who'd want him, like, or who's shown real interest in Asensio.
Asensio, man.
I know we were interested in him. Like
I can have him,
back
yeah.
then.
He said y'all can have
I
him.
don't think I want him.
Yeah, I think you're
He's
right.
past his days. What about Jude Bellingham? Y'all think y'all could afford that? Or
From what I'm
y'all
hearing,
interested in
he's
that?
going back to England. From what I'm seeing, but also if our only competitor we'll get on to City, but with City hopefully getting a transfer ban from our perspective, if it's just Liverpool, I think we beat them for money.
I don't think he'd want to join Liverpool. Realistically, I don't see Liverpool classifying for the Champions League this season.
Oh, they're not. No, they're
So-
not.
Yeah, that's another
So that's a big thing. You know, then again, we might also just be waiting for Holland with the whole Manchester City situation.
Again, the whole Manchester City situation.
I know they were saying Holland 2024, but you know it could happen in the summer.
Does he have a clause? From what I've seen, he has a clause that is kind of Real Madrid get first offer. That's from his request. That could be complete cap, but that's what I've seen. And if that is true, I don't see why we don't move in, because he could be looking at this like transfer ban for City, point deduction. We might not make the Champions
No
League.
Champions League.
Yeah,
Real Madrid is Real Madrid. You know,
we could. Benzema's looking like last season might be his last.
Benzema is unfortunately it's one of his last few seasons.
Yeah.
As at least at the top level.
Yeah.
So-
No. I definitely agree with the whole. Well, that's my take on it, because if teams are getting deducted these points or whatever, the players I feel like should want to leave to better clubs, better opportunities as well. Juventus being a victim of that, Chelsea probably being a victim of that. Even Sevilla, I know they don't have good players or whatever, and they're underperforming, but some of their players are going to go into want to stay into the La Liga team. Just different teams like that are massively underperforming. And it just has to do with the whole, obviously, financial rule situation, but as well that just underperforming. And a lot of teams have been like that.
You know, talk about Vinicius. I feel like that's another topic too.
But the abuse.
The whole Vinicius situation.
He's completely targeted.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't disagree with that.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't think he's protected. Is he an instigator sometimes? Maybe. But to put the blame on him,
That is his playing style. But then, saying that he provokes people, like he's clearly targeted the way.
Oh, I mean the
Police,
Mallorca right back, right? Maffeo. He was talking all week before the game. It wasn't even like in the game he felt the moment where he's telling him to kiss the badge and laughing at him. It's almost as if these La Liga right backs that know they're going to come up against Vinicius, it's almost easy clout to just go, yeah, let's talk about Vinny. I hate him. And let's target him and let's do all this stuff because I'm going to get headlines. I'm going to get interviewed by El Chiringuito. Don't get me started on them. And all these other Spanish media outlets because Vinicius is a hot topic every week. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't think he's protected enough, to be honest.
The whole La Liga situation is weird. And multiple...
I just want our stadium to be finished because apparently that's when we're going to sign new players because that's the whole point of the stadium. Paris wants a new era with us. So once the whole stadium is done, it's basically going to signal that there's a new era for us, so we're going to sign new players.
Yeah.
You think that's when we make our big money sign?
That's what I heard. That apparently when the stadium is fully finished, that's when Paris is going to go for the splash, like the 09 signings when we had Kaká and Ronaldo and Benzema. Apparently he's going to go for like big names.
We've ramped up the building of the stadium. When I was there was a couple panels done. Now, I mean, bro, there's so much. I mean, there's so many whole new sides of the panel. Like, they're really ramping up the stadium. I think they want to get it done middle of next season.
On that, man, they need to fix our grass.
We've changed it 3 times this season.
Our grass.
Record numbers out here. 3 times. I don't know.
It's weird to see Real Madrid have trash grass, considering it's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Back in the day, playing at the Bernabeu was like impeccable conditions, and now you see there's like a lot of bald spots. There's like,
bro, Almeria has a better grass than us. It's ridiculous.
I didn't know about that, but that's interesting to talk about.
Yeah, 3 grass changes this season.
Then him not being, I don't know if it was the number 7 curse.
You think that we have one now?
I don't know, man. Mariano and Hazard.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mariano scored on Barca with that number 7 shirt, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I still can't believe he got the 7 shirt after Ronaldo.
Yeah, it was an embarrassment.
Or even
that was definitely to spite Ronaldo.
Yeah.
There's no way that who let him do that. Someone had to step up. Benzema, I don't know, fuck it, bro. Just take the 7. Don't let Mariano take the 7. Who let that happen?
I was saying that we could potentially give it to Vinny.
I mean, he deserves it.
Or do you realistically think we would hold it for Mbappe? Do you think we would move for Mbappe again? Because it's Mbappe, man. Let's be honest. Like, I know he did that he's a snake and all, but you can call him a snake, but it's Mbappe, man. Madrid always has to have the best players. Or do we think we're gonna go all in for Holland?
Well,
because Benzema's nearing an end. Vinny needs help. If we're being honest.
Well, with Vinny, to my knowledge, Mbappe only wants to play left wing. It's where he plays his best football. Do him and Vinny, is that a problem? What do we do with Vinny? Is Vinny cool with moving to right wing? Probably not.
Or could Mbappe move to Barca? Maybe
I don't know if they can afford him.
I don't think we can.
I just
afford
don't.
him. That's the bad thing.
And maybe if he was a lifelong Barca fan, he would make the move. Yeah. But to my knowledge, he was a Madrid fan. So it's like, we're the only ones who can afford it. Deba said it. Deba said, if anyone can get Mbappe or Holland, it's Real Madrid, just because we produce enough revenue to balance the books.
Since 2020.
Yeah. And Hazard's off the books. That's pretty much
cash,
Mbappe's wages.
We haven't spent since Hazard.
Probably this season.
Well, that was 2018. That's what's crazy about it. And then this summer,
2019,
yeah.
That was our big spending. We had Jovic, Mendy.
Oh, God.
I forgot about Jovic.
Oh,
Hazard.
shoot. I forgot about him.
No. 18, 19. Yeah. 18. Yeah. Yeah. It's been 4 fucking years.
Yeah, it's been at least 4 years since we splashed some cash.
Another waste of money.
Yeah.
At Fiorentina right now.
What do they call it? The ceiling was high, though. He was scoring
We scored 30-something plus for Frankfurt. Frankfurt, man. Frankfurt, man. They're putting some beast out.
Yeah.
We didn't sign anyone. Like, we got offered Cancelo. It's just very disappointing.
It's not a surprise now
anymore,
is it?
Thing?
It's a board. I think it's the board too. I don't think it's just Perez. I think it's our transfer board.
It's the board and Perez. I mean, because Ancelotti wanted him. Yeah. You know, he asked also for Vlahovic, I believe, too.
He did.
Or he was wanting him. He needed a backup striker.
Mm-hmm.
Told him, no, look at the squad.
Yeah. I mean, we got midfielders for days. Like, don't
get me wrong.
Dani Ceballos, Cruz, Valverde, Modric, Tchouaméni, Camavinga.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know who to play in the 3, but then Benzema's always injured this season.
Yeah, Vinny's there.
Vinny's off.
Kind of inconsistent,
so weird because he sometimes plays good, sometimes he's inconsistent. He's not really the player that'll get you 20 goals a season.
Yeah.
Maybe Rodrigo would be that guy, but again, he's also inconsistent because.
Like in the league? Or do you mean in general?
Just in general.
I think he's at 21.
Well,
Goals and assists though, so
yeah.
maybe it's a bit
But like
different.
the player that will get you more like goals, like that's Benzema. That'll be for us.
Yeah, he's not a natural finisher. He's not built to.
Vinny's mostly plays for Benzema or for someone up front.
That's why I feel like the whole connection with him and Benzema might actually be something effective into that Liverpool game, because I feel like they're like Son and Kane, not obviously to the level apart in which they complemented each other, but they're definitely a part.
It's a duo, because if you watch us play, Vinny's not the same without Benzema.
Yeah,
Vinny's always looking for Benzema. Benzema's always looking for Vinny.
it's just how they occupy.
It's just how it worked.
I will say Rodrigo in the center. Maybe Vinny doesn't benefit from it, but I think Rodrigo benefits heavily from playing center and playing off of Vinny. I don't think Vinny gets the same vibe. Not saying they play bad together, but I think Rodrigo's been great playing off of Vinny.
Rodrigo's been doing decent.
He's been really good. I think he should start. I think over Vinny or Benzema. I think one of them needs to maybe have their place questioned.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe not Benzema because he's the vet, but
Benzema because he's
I don't think
the
there's
only
anything.
striker.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with benching Vinny. Maybe when we can. Obviously, now that Benzema's hurt, that's not an option. But when it was, I don't know why we never did. Plus, Vinny needs rest. I know he can play all season, but just like what happened to Pedri, you don't need to do it. Don't force them to play 70 games a season. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. I do want to bring up the Valverde situation, because in regards of the beginning of the season,
Valverde?
yeah, people held him as top 3 current.
Players in the
Players
world.
in the
I don't know if it was the World Cup. I saw something about what was his son passed away.
Yeah, he lost a child.
He lost a
I
child.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Valverde lost a child, and apparently he knew that. What game was it? Like before a game, before coming back.
It was the 3-0 to Barca, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I think it was the final. He wanted to. Yeah, his wife said something about him wanting to bring it home for that,
Damn.
and that really fucked with him. And I think you can tell mentally he's not there.
He's not the same anymore.
He's not the, I think in time he'll be back.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going
He's
through a lot
coming
right now.
back, but I mean, he's not the monster that he was. Like,
It's a lot, yeah. I mean, it's a lot for him to handle.
Yeah.
But and he's kind of played in a weird false winger position. It was great last season. Kind of get it
really
figured
doesn't have a
out.
position for us. Like he starts. He always starts for us, regardless of where it's at. But he doesn't have a secured spot. He could be center mid. He could be right mid.
Again, he's obviously young, so it doesn't really matter. He's there for the future.
It's gonna be
and I feel
interesting.
like he's a Real Madrid player.
When Bellingham potentially comes in, what does that look like for our midfield? Because now Danny Ceballos is looking like him.
Tchouaméni's
He's the only one
untouchable.
locked into his position just because no one else is good. He's one of the best CDMs in the world.